Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Well, before we even get into the video, something I've been doing lately is trying out one of the snacks from the Japanese snack exchange. And this is the one that I pulled out of the bag. I tried to use Google Translate to translate it. It failed. It failed miserably. I have no idea what the heck this is. It's got an onion holding a baby onion on the packaging. I tried to use Google Translate to read it. It came back with many different responses like Koitara and then Mr. Jiang. Like, it doesn't even know what the heck it is. So we're gonna crack into this and see what kind of a flavor profile and texture this has. That's if I can get into the bag. What do we have in here? So they're basically like little cheesy poofs with the smell of, almost smells like barbecue sauce. With no flavor whatsoever. There's no flavor. They smell better than they taste. What the hell? That's whack. I'm noticing something with a lot of these Japanese snacks. A lot of them are that cheesy, like cheesy poof texture, and they don't seem to have potato chips. I don't know if potatoes grow in Japan now, so I'm really starting to question that. I could be wrong. So as you probably have noticed, I haven't gone ice fishing yet. I said I was gonna go ice fishing and then I didn't go ice fishing. And if you look at it outside, fairly warm out right now. Good time to go ice fishing, right? Well, that answer is no. Holy crap, the pressure cracks opening up on Nipissing, guys. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ice fishing is my least favorite kind of fishing. In 2020, I really enjoyed it. I loved it because it was a new thing. It was something brand new to try. Let's go walk out on the ice, rip a hole, dangle, and try and catch a fish. My first time out, I skunked. We went out actually in 2020, not 2021. We went out before Lake Nipissing was removed from sanctuary because we went to a different lake altogether, Lake Nosbonsing. We knew any fish you catch out there you can't keep, even though my buddy was like, we'll keep it. Worst case, if it's full of worms, we'll just cook it up and give it to the dog. Because, well, if you cook it, it kills the worms. There's no chance of the dog getting a parasitic virus, and anybody in the comments is like, that's animal abuse. No, it's not. Theoretically, you could cook the fish up and eat them with the worms in there. It won't do shit to you. You're cooking them. They're dying. It's just, they don't really taste that great. So you probably don't want to do that. Anyway, we knew this. And I didn't catch anything out there. My buddy caught a walleye and a couple perch. He ended up keeping the walleye because it was a good size and it was legal, but I didn't catch anything. Move on to New Year's Day. We go to hit up Calendar Bay that year, and Calendar Bay was just, there was the open water. There was 2 inches of ice at most locations. People were still dumb enough to go out and set up their tents and rip holes and fish because some people are just diehards. I, however, am not. So we ended up going back out to Nosbonsing, and that's when I caught my first fish, which just so happened to be a perch. So later on, I decided after the weather got better to go out and buy an ice hub, go out ice fishing. The ice hub broke like on my second use. I ended up getting a refund for it. That was fun because that was during the pandemic when all the stores were closed and you weren't able to do in-store returns because the stores were closed. So I had to wait till like August before restrictions were released and I was able to go into the store and return it. I got a full refund on it, no big deal. They understood, you know, not much you can do if you can't return a product because they're in pandemic mode. Anyway, every time I've gone out ice fishing, I've either gone out alone or gone out with someone who who had no idea what they were doing. Here's the problem I have with ice fishing. I have no idea what the frig I am doing. I got to the point where if I was gonna go out ice fishing today, I was gonna use AI. And I started asking AI questions about ice fishing. And I've been doing it all wrong. Like, because I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I never knew. All the times I've managed to pull a fish out of the ice, I wasn't using a full minnow. I was taking the minnow, chopping its head off, putting it on a hook and dangling it, and something would pick it up. Sometimes I would put a full minnow on it, hook it through the back, drop it down, and something big. Like that's when I caught the pike and thought it was a walleye back in 2021. I didn't know because I never caught a pike before and I forgot they were a fish that existed. So yeah, like That's the reason why, like, I never really cared for ice fishing, because if you think about it, it's kind of annoying. Like, if you have all the gear, if you have the snowmobile, you have the towable sled, you have the trailer, you have the big wooden ice shack, you have all that bullshit, you have all the gear, you dump 10 grand into going out for 2 months worth of fishing, then yeah, you probably love it. If you're a guy like me who literally just bought a sled, like not a snowmobile, I mean like a sleigh, a tent, some fishing poles, and a bait bucket, a manual. Jesus, Murphy, that's going to start happening now after eating those. I swear those Japanese snacks give you the shits. But if you're like me and you invested the bare minimum just to get out there and go, it's a lot more work than it's worth, and I don't find it fun. My favorite kind of fishing, guys, is bank fishing. Minimal gear, you can go out there with a rod, a fanny pack with some spare hooks, a couple baits, and if you want to bring a net just to make landing the fish that much easier, bring a freaking net. You know, keep your multi-tool on your belt so that you have pliers to take hooks out when they hydraulically hoover them back to their arsehole, or if you have a better set of pliers, keep those on you. Basic stuff. You know, you can go out there with 2 rods, 1 rod, whatever, and just go and play on the water for an afternoon. Ice fishing is not like that. You know, I like even boat fishing. I find boat fishing, sure, it gives you more of a strategic advantage on the lake because you can pretty much go anywhere. Unless you live on the lake and your boat is docked, the whole launching of the boat, and you're probably saying, Adam, what are you talking about? You've never even launched your boat yet. No, but I've launched boats. Well, I haven't, but I've been with people launching boats. And the process is very time consuming. You know, you're trying to launch it. If the lake is a little rough, you're like, you got one guy, usually me, sitting in the boat, hanging onto the dock to keep the boat still while buddy's parking the truck and trailer, and then comes back and jumps in the boat, and then you guys get to go out. It sounds easy, but it's a lot of work just to go out and potentially catch nothing, or as we do, catch and release. Bank fishing has always been my favorite kind of fishing. Second up is kayak fishing, because honestly, launching a kayak is simply drag it, throw it in, jump in, and go. You know, you can hot drop kayaks, you can hot drop those fishing tubes. You've probably seen them online. It's like an inflatable chair you sit in and you use your feet to drive. You just put on flippers and paddle your way around. You know, you can hot drop those. A canoe, they're kind of tippy. You got to be careful in a canoe. Your center of mass is a little bit higher than it needs to be. And, you know, you get somebody in there with the equilibrium, or lacking equilibrium, I should say, and all of a sudden that canoe ends up tilting over and you're done. So you got to be careful with the canoes, but like as far as the kayak that I have goes, that thing is stupid stable. That's like my second favorite. Third favorite is boat fishing, but only because 90% of the time we go boat fishing, it's at my buddy's house, and even that takes a lot of prep. Like, you got to get out there, you know, fuel the motor, take all the coverings off the boat, and there's like 3 stages of coverings on his boat. Fire it up, let it warm up, and then go. Untie it from the dock and go. It's not as bad as, you know, driving your boat down to the lake, waiting for the boat launch to be available, trying to be quick on the boat launch to get the boat in the water, and hopefully while you're launching your boat, some asshole isn't trying to dock theirs, because I've seen people that will do that at Armstrong, at least, because the boat ramp's wide enough. They figure, well, if you're just going to launch, let me dock on the other side, and next thing you know, trailers are colliding and it's a bad time. So this is the reason why I rather just bank fish. Grab your rod, grab a fanny pack, 5 baits, go down to the lake, play for an afternoon, come home, life is good. So I don't know if I'm going to get out ice fishing this year, because honestly, I didn't do it last year and that didn't really hurt me that much. I really hate the cold too. Like, I really hate the cold. Today it's only -3 out, which is like, I think like 28 degrees Fahrenheit for you Americans, which is not too bad for the winter. It's supposed to drop this week again, but then it's going to pick up by next week. But the other reason why I hate ice fishing is because you ever hear the term no ice is safe ice? Well, that's a freaking truth, okay? Right now, there's some people out there that are like ripping holes and taking their measuring sticks, firing it down the hole, hooking it on the side of the bottom of the lake, like the bottom of the ice, and showing like 8 inches of ice, 10 inches of ice, 12 inches of ice. Like a foot of ice, that's pretty good. However, there are other people showing that there's massive pressure cracks showing up on the ice, and people are requesting help because their side by sides have gone through the ice, or their sled has gone through the ice, or something has gone wrong, or as they were walking out, they stepped wrong and they stepped on a pressure crack and got a soaker. Now here's the thing with ice fishing. All right. If you're on not that big of a lake and you go in, you can probably get somewhere where you can either A, build a fire so that you can keep warm and combat hypothermia, or B, get to a location where you can basically get somewhere where you can combat hypothermia. When you're on Lake Nipissing and you walk out a kilometer, if you happen to fall through the ice in that 1 kilometer range, you're soaked. All right. Your body is soaked. You're now exposed to freezing elements. You're wet, you're cold. You have 15 minutes, I believe they say, with hypothermia before your body will start to shut down. Organs will start to shut down because they can't produce enough heat to maintain your body temperature. I don't need to go out that way. I finally got my life figured out. And by that, don't think I mean by doing YouTube videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and reacting to old content that some people enjoy, but a lot of people don't. What I mean is, I'm finally in a career space where I'm doing good, and I'm finally in a zone where I am somewhat content with life. So it's like, why would I want to risk it all just to go out there, drag a 60-pound sled across the ice, risk finding a pressure crack, because no, my luck, I will. Oh yeah, Adam, but that would make great video content. What video content? I would go through the freaking ice and the camera would explode because, not to mention my GoPros are not really waterproof because the way I run them with the media mod, it kind of defeats the whole closing the battery door with a seal. So there's that as well, that, you know, kind of causes a problem. So the moment the GoPro goes through the water, the footage is gone. And there'd be no viral footage. That, and I don't care about viral footage. Like, if I cared about viral footage, guys, I'd probably do more extreme stuff and put my body in more damaging situations, and I'd be stupid like that. But I really don't care, because previous video, I gotta remember, this is just a hobby. This is just a hobby, you know? Doing this, not doing this, I enjoy the editing, I enjoy making the videos, I enjoy doing what I do. However, unlike the other people out there who are doing this as a full-time job, this is just a hobby. If YouTube decided tomorrow to say, we're done with the partner program, we're still running ads on all the videos, we're keeping the money for ourselves because we're greedy, and the rest of you guys can suck it, then, oh well, I'd still do it. And the thing is as far as financial stability goes for me, I'd be okay. So yeah, this is just a hobby. And a lot of people will put in the comments, oh, you should go and do this, you should go and do that. Like Two Wheeled Warrior, for instance, wants me to go and explore the ski hill. Here's the problem. You can't go up and down that ski hill like, I can't just go there and start walking around that ski hill. That is private business property that you can pay a fee for to go and ski on, when right now they're skiing. I know they're skiing. I can hear the damn snowmakers spraying that cabbage juice water all over the hill. I know they're skiing today. I heard them upstairs, like they're ripping. You can hear the machines going, and probably not on the camera because this microphone's not too bad. But yeah, so as far as going to the ski hill and exploring it, no. What I can do, however, is I heard from friends there are trails at the top of the ski hill that you can either bike or walk through. I could always go and check those out if I can find them, that is. May have to enlist the help of some of my friends to figure that one out, but yeah, I can always do that. But as far as walking down the ski hill, that's illegal. I'm not about to do illegal shit for video content because I'm like 45 years old, gonna be 46 in March. Why the hell would I go and do illegal stuff when I'm almost 50 freaking years old? Why would I go and do that? I'm not one of these 20-year-old TikTokers who's looking for clout by doing stupid shit like, on today's TikTok, I'm gonna run up and slap a cop. This is funny. Like and subscribe, you know. Come on, guys, pull up. You want that? Go find a 20-year-old to watch. Just saying. No, I started this. I got a notification, actually. It's pretty funny. I got a notification yesterday on YouTube. Congratulations. It's been 14 years since your first video. I'm like, holy shit, 14 years ago I started doing this. And I used to do a lot more things back then, a little bit more daring, not really extremely daring. I basically had to maintain a good public standard, a good public appearance back then, because, you know, the last thing you need is this actually happened at the old job, was one of the guys we ended up hiring. He was on a 3-month temporary contract for, evaluation purposes. Let's see if they make it out. If they make it out after 3 months, welcome to the union, full-time, pay, all that fun stuff. Well, he went and posted on Facebook that what's better than working and talking about dicks all day. And he responded, working and getting paid double to talk about dicks all day. And I was like, what the fuck? And I told him, and I commented on it, I'm like, bro, WTF. Now, the bro WTF that I commented did get me involved as well. He got let go. I got pulled in by the union saying, what's this comment you made? Bro WTF. I told him, I messaged him after and I showed them the private message. I'm like, why would you post that? What the hell's wrong with you? Don't do that. You got to maintain composure. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, just letting you know that they thought you were involved in this whole thing too. And I'm like, because I commented bro WTF 6 letters, and I ended up getting reprimanded, but I still kept my job. He, however, was terminated on site, which is a shame because he was actually a pretty good technician, all over a Facebook comment. And that's why, now to this date, I try to keep, Facebook, you can lock that shit down. If you're, back then he should have. He was posting public, so anybody who came across his stuff didn't need to be his friend. They could just see it. On Facebook, you can post public, you can post private, and I post private all the time. You gotta be my friend in order to see my shit. If you're not my friend and you come to my Facebook, unless I have a mutual of yours on my Facebook, you can't even send me a friend request. You have to have at least one mutual friend between me and you that we both have in common before that friend request button will even highlight. You can't even send me a message. Well, you can, it just goes nowhere. It doesn't even go into the message requests. You can't see anything on my page. You might be able to click on the profile picture, but I don't think you can. You can see the profile picture, but that's about it. And I set it up like that because of this new pandemic with the cloning. The Calcutta scam centers are cloning people's Facebooks and then contacting their friends and, oh, I need money. Oh, I need money for this. I need money for that. And then trying to scam people out of their hard-earned cash. I try to maintain a good rapport, and if I want to be funny on social media, I will make sure that there's no way in hell they can find it. So that is what I do. But on YouTube, however, the moment you upload a video, you can block people, but it doesn't stop them from coming and watching the content. It just stops them from chatting in the chat. If they're blocked, they can't leave comments. If they're blocked, nobody could see their comments. They can contribute to a view count increase, and that's about it. But anybody can see it. So right now, in my current position, if I were to go out and start doing stupid shit like breaking law with video cameras and posting that, not only would I give the cops something to incriminate me with, if my employer saw it, they'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? We can't have this here in our business. You're done. And then I'm screwed. Why? For a couple likes on a YouTube video? Guys, I get it. It's 2025 and likes are worth more than gold for a lot of the narcissistic people out there. Once again, I'm just doing this for a hobby. This is not a full-time gig. I just do this from time to time, and that's what I keep having to remind myself. So it's like, I was feeling the pressure. It's like, oh man, I told the audience I'd go ice fishing. I really got to go. I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. I hate ice fishing, but I got to go. And it'd be nicer if I had a friend to go with who knew what the hell they were doing, because I don't have that kind. At least up here, all my friends down south, they're ice fishing. Like, where's Bobby's out there? He's cooking. Crazy Logie's probably going to go out there. All these guys know how to do it. And you're probably thinking, oh, Adam, why don't you just drive down to London and go fishing with Where's Bobby and Crazy Logie? And well, it's pretty simple. I hate driving in the winter. And after that drive to Cambridge to go to the martial arts thing, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not driving down south until the snow frigs the frig off, because I can't be bothered with that kind of nonsense. Now that ain't gonna fly with me. So yeah, to each their own. Some people love ice fishing, like my buddy Logan. Big fan of ice fishing. He's local. He loves ice fishing. He says it's his favorite. Me, bank fishing. I love bank fishing. It's simple. It's easy. Find a body of water, hit the shore, look for like structure, cast towards it. Hopefully you don't get snagged, and hopefully if you do get snagged, it's on a fish's face. That's what I love about fishing. And the reason why I like going down south to go fishing, to go fish with Bloke, is because, you know, we get out there at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then like that, it is freaking 8 o'clock at night. The time flies so fast because all we're doing is bantering back and forth and shit talking like no other, and just having a good old time and out there just living it up. Just enjoying nature, taking it all in, and having fun. When I go ice fishing by myself, I'm just sitting there by myself. Every once in a while hitting record on the GoPro to talk to you guys, but you guys can't talk back. Not until the video goes up and you post comments. So it's not the same. You're probably saying, well, Adam, why don't you go live? Well, trying to manage a live stream while trying to manage fishing, while trying to manage not freezing to death, sounds like a lot of managing that I can manage to avoid. But like I say, to each their own. Anyway, guys, I don't know if I'm going to go out ice fishing this year. You're probably thinking, well, Adam, you just bought that spud bar and that propane tanks. And well, the propane tanks aren't a loss because I can use them on my portable grill this summer for truck camping. I can use them to power a small heat source if I need to for truck camping. If the weather dips too hard and it starts getting cold in the truck, you know, I can warm it up a bit with a little heat source, like a little buddy or something. Yeah. That's not a loss. Spud bar, well, you know, you never know. I might accidentally go out ice fishing this year. I might have a friend be like, hey man, we're heading out. Come on out. We'll show you the ropes. If that happens, cool. If not, I don't know, could care less, because we have literally 2 more months before ice fishing is done. Ice fishing ends the day after my birthday. Then the lake goes into sanctuary until the May long weekend, and then we're back at it with some bank fishing, which is what I prefer. Anyway, guys, hopefully you understand. If you don't, that's cool. If you do, that's cool. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.